Hey, how's it going? This is a Paladin up to level 50 guide. This is Shadowbringers 5.0. And let's do our class skills first. So at level 50, we get Circle of Scorn, delivers an attack with a potency of 120 to all nearby enemies with a damage over time marker. You're going to deal 35 potency every tick with a duration of 15 seconds, so that's 5 ticks. Total potency of, I believe, 295. Instant cast with a 25-second off global cooldown. And this is what it looks like. So the initial is 120, and then everything takes a dot with a total of 175 potency, I think. Under your job skills, you're going to get cover at level 45. Take all damage intended for another party member, duration of 12 seconds. It costs 50 gauge now from Stormblood. It used to just be free with, I believe, 90-second off global cooldown. Now it's 120-second off global cooldown with instant cast. Can only be executed when a member is closer than 10 yalms. Yeah, you have to be pretty close to them. Does not activate with certain attacks. So there are certain attacks that completely nullify this, but for the most part, once you get to your 50 oath gauge by auto-attacking mobs, you're going to get the cover. I can't use it, sadly, because I don't actually have a target. You can use this on your Chocobo if you're out in the field. You're going to take all damage intended for the player, and you can combine this with something like your invuln, and if they take no damage as well, if the target does not take any damage, they're also going to be immune to knockback mechanics. That's a reason why this got severely nerfed. This guy's great up against the main tank if you're playing a raid. If you're playing the off tank, which Paladin is somewhat better at playing the off tank than most other tanks. Of course, Gunbreaker has their own benefits as well, but Paladin is definitely one of the best at off tanking. This guy comes ideally in handy. You can go ahead and cover the main tank, and they take no damage whatsoever during tank busters. You're going to take the full brunt of it, plus a couple of other auto attacks. But be very careful. Of course, if you're taking way too much damage, just go ahead and run away from your intended target and snap that tether. The tether will rejoin again once you get close, but you can snap that tether so you don't take fatal damage. And by far, my most favorite combo with this is probably something that I'll probably not even show you guys during all these guides up to level 70 and even 80 once later on, is you can combine your invuln, which I'll show you guys later on, combine with your cover, something like a white mage, while they're doing their AoE, and basically take no damage whatsoever. So 2 players take no damage during the invuln's duration. It's pretty neat. At level 50, probably my most favorite invuln in the game for all tanks is Hallowed Ground. Renders you impervious to most attacks, duration of 10 seconds. It is instant cast with 420-second off-global cooldown. Now, renders you impervious to most attacks. That means most physical and magical damage. You take no damage whatsoever. There's going to be at about a half a second duration before this guy kicks in, and you're probably going to want to use this along with a macro. For instance, like a Hallowed Ground active towards the party chat. That's pretty decent right there. And this is what this guy is going to look like. So again, once you pop this, you take no damage from any source whatsoever. There are some sources like a boss instant kill. That's definitely not going to save you in any of those situations. But this is going to be a Hallowed Ground. So again, you have those 10 seconds, you take no damage. You can stand in whatever floats your boat. You take no damage whatsoever. And this is also paired greatly with your cover, basically making two party members completely invulnerable to whatever is about to happen within the next 10 seconds. So here we are again, so up to level 50, the first thing you toss out is going to be your Hallowed Ground. Make sure you grab as many mobs as possible. Cover pairs well with Hallowed Ground in dungeons, especially when you're grabbing too many mobs and the healer wants to actually do their AoE. You can put those two together, you both take no damage, and you can just spam your AoE abilities. But make sure you put the cover on the target first, and then your Hallowed Ground. Now, in terms of AoE, you can toss your Circle of Scorn. Pretty much everything else is pretty similar. Your Circle of Scorn is similar to your Spirits Within, but it's an AoE, and it also applies a dot. You guys should know from the previous example. Now, in terms of the single target rotation, it's pretty similar to level 40, pretty similar to level 30 for that matter. The cooldowns are pretty straightforward. Your Hallowed Ground is your first set of cooldown, which is level 50. Once your Hallowed Ground expires, you're going to toss out your Sentinel Arm's Length, which is level 40. Now, mind you, you're going to have your Patron throughout the entire session. And then once the Sentinel expires, you're going to toss out your Rampart with your Low Blow, your Reprisal, and then finish it off with your Shield Bash. And so here we are. So of course, just like any other dungeon, you're a tank. Go ahead, pop your Iron Well. Let's see what dungeon we are in this time. So we're in the Hullbreaker Isle, level 50 dungeon. So before anything, grab your mob sets. You can grab up to 3 or 2 just to be safe, but you're gonna pop your Hallowed Ground. Watch out for those traps. Some more stragglers, I suppose. So, and of course, toss your shield lob. Make sure you're always doing something. Shield lob, basically toss it towards the target that's behind you. This way you're always going to be doing some damage. Off some cooldowns. Got a straggler over there. Pop some stuns over here. Just make sure you're always auto-attacking something. You're always doing something. I am constantly looking for a cooldown so I can pop. Not anymore since we're down to 2 targets. Oh no, 3. Never mind. But anyway, the boss fight is, it's actually pretty much the same as 30 and 40. Besides the mechanic, of course. I don't need to save Reprisal for this guy. His AoE is basically do that unless I drop the banana. We'll need for a second banana there, but that works. I might need another one. Yep, another banana. So as you can see, my Hallowed Ground is still roughly halfway, so by the time you finish your first boss, maybe 2 more mob encounters, and then you'll be able to get your Hallowed Ground again. And as always, we'll see you guys next time for our next video, up to level 60 Paladin. See you next time.